All day, nigga.
Hey, what's up? Hello, it's your astrology homegirl Q, back with another weekly astrological update for you. And this week we do definitely have a lot more stabilizing energy flowing through our way. We have Venus conjoining the North Node sometime around like the midweek this week, and then we also have Mars sextiling Uranus and Jupiter in the sign of Taurus, really bringing in some powerful, lovely energy for us midweek. And then we have the Sun ingressing into the sign of Taurus, really joining Jupiter and Uranus in that house for us. So like I said, a lot of lovely, supportive, foundational energy that we might be able to channel and like use to our best will or power. However, I know that a lot of us are still working through and trying to find some grounding after everything that was brought to the light of last week. We're still grieving and trying to heal. There's a lot of like deep healing that needs to transpire before we are able to get to the other end of the tunnel here. But baby, I am trying to give y'all the insight. I'm trying to channel the energy myself, and I am hoping that if you are liking what you're hearing here, if you're finding it transformative in your personal life, that you're able to support the community here by liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing what it is that you're learning here. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, definitely check out the description box below. I have all the links there available to connect with me and get some of the services that I do provide on a spiritual tip. That being said, let's hop into these transits. There is a lot going on this week, like I briefly, told you about here in the intro, but nothing that we can't handle together is what I think I'll start saying here. There's a lot happening, and I just want to be very aware and tentative to how these energies are affecting people on a very vital foundational level. So let's hop in. Monday, April 15th, we don't have a whole lot of major transits that we're going to hop into right off bat, but we do have Mercury still in retrograde conjoining Chiron, our wounded healer, and that's really going to set the scene or the stage for open and honest healing conversation to take place. We've had a lot wash over us over the last week, and now we're giving the opportunity. We're opening the week up with the possibility of addressing some of these things and healing and starting that journey, at least not fully healing, but we can start talking about things, okay? Start really digesting what it is we've all been experiencing, or you have been experiencing individually. We do have the Cancer moon squaring the Sun in Aries around 12/12. And that's going to make us a little tender, okay? We're going to be a little tender. We're going to be a little soft. We might be a little protective as well. Cancer and Aries are very protective signs. So expect for us to still be willing to talk things out, because we do have a moon Neptune trine around 420 that's going to provide for us the opportunity to soften ourselves, to work towards forgiveness for the other or within our own situations for ourselves, to just have more grace and forgiveness and acceptance of what it is that we're falling and getting back up through, right? It's a stumbling journey that we might feel like we are on or other people are on, and that trine is going to help us say, okay, I'm gonna let you work, okay? I'm gonna give you an opportunity to work, and we're gonna see what happens, what comes of this, right? We can use our imaginations and hopefully, usher in and manifest some good energy towards this growth, right? Now, we do have the moon ingressing into the sign of Leo, which is going to bring up much more jovial, playful, childish, creative, lightheartedness energy to the evening. But we do want to watch out for the Pluto moon opposition, definitely ushering in some intensity as we lay down that night, okay? So just to be aware of what energies Monday's working with, we're going to have opportunities for conversation, healing. We might be a little protective, a little tender, but we will want to find forgiveness and push ourselves to that level of understanding and growth and love energy. And we still gonna feel a little bit of intensity though with Pluto ushering in more truths, more revelations, more understandings that might not sit well with our emotional state, having moved into that Leo energy. So Tuesday, April 16th, we don't have a whole lot of major transits either. We do have the dwarf planet Ceres really like being the main focus for the day, as she makes a square to Mercury in retrograde, and that's going to like stir up or bring about, rehash old memories or feelings of just being thoroughly misunderstood, thoroughly miscommunicated with, and just like kind of not like pushed out, but just like you feel ostracized a bit. You might be reminded of having felt ostracized before, and this is bringing you an opportunity to kind of figure out how you want to deal with it this go around, because we do have Ceres also making a trine, or is it a trine? A sextile actually to Mars. And so with it sextiling Mars, we're going to find that we're able to channel those feelings of unwantedness or being just generally misunderstood into actionable change and like evolution to a degree. That's the energy of Tuesday. It's Mars Day, so definitely lean into that as well. The ability to just do and get shit done will be very helpful, possibly with processing some of these feelings that you might wake up to that morning. Now Wednesday, April 17th, we have the transit starting to pick up a bit of steam here. We have Venus conjoining the North Node in the sign of Aries, but we wake up that morning to the moon trining Mercury and Chiron, really providing for us the landscape and emotional like ground to effectively communicate what it is that we are needing within our relationships, and the potentiality of what comes from those conversations early that morning will definitely pour into the conjunction of Venus in the North Node later that day, when we are seeing the revelations, the understandings, the communication head really pivotally change the way that we are moving in our relationships and the things that we value. And it's not just like a momentary catalytic canon event. This is going to be a permanent change that we are starting or have already been in the motion of making when it comes to addressing our desires, addressing our values, addressing the things that even we might be a little addicted to. Because that's a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And like, how are we handling those relationships? And with it being in the North Node, there's the possibility of taking it too far. So definitely be aware of how we're communicating our needs and our wants and our desires, and like how balanced we're keeping ahead on those things. But outside of that, I would say just in general, ending the day, although we will feel maybe empowered or successful in our ability to communicate our needs and make the shifts that we need to in our relationships, the day does end with the moon squaring Jupiter and Uranus, really intensifying feelings of sensitivity and disruption to like the landscape and the world that we have been creating. So give people, places, and things, you know, time to adjust after you have communicated your needs, your wants, your desires, or allow yourself the time to blow off some steam if you have been confronted and it's been communicated with you what it is that like needs to change moving forward if you are going to be in a relationship. This is Wednesday, hump day, day of communication. So definitely take that opportunity early that morning to get started on what needs to be said. And say it early, say it kindly, but like knowing what it is that you are wanting. It's still Aries, so take the leadership, take the charge on this one, and do the things that need to be done. Now Thursday, April 18th is here and there on whether or not we have a major transit happening on the 18th or if that's technically the 19th, but we gonna get to it. We'll get to it. But first, I'll start off by saying that if you're up around 5 a.m. that morning, the moon in the sign of Leo will be trining the sun in the sign of Aries. And so you might wake up feeling a bit spontaneous. You might be down for whatever happens, you know, like whatever the vibe is, you just like you there for it type of energy. But as the moon shifts into the sign of Virgo around, what was that, 7-11 that morning, I believe, you might find that you're refocusing, shifting that energy towards like responsibilities. Virgo is a very grounded, earthy, responsible, healthy, analytical, distilling energy. And so you might find yourself shifting from anything that goes type of vibe to like, no, what's most effective? What's going to get us from point A to point B in the most time efficient way, right? How do I get these things done and make sure I'm communicating effectively what needs to be communicated? So there's going to be a shift in focusing and vibes essentially. Now, this can help or be helpful when it comes to the conjunction of Mercury and Venus, which technically happens a little after midnight, so like into the 19th, the morning of the 19th. But what we'll see building up is this energy of like social gathering and like wanting to be in community and like express yourself and communicate and play within community. With Venus and Mercury being in the sign of Aries, we might find that we are finding and applying creative ways on how we communicate and are in play with one another, because it is, again, like we're revising, we're revaluing, we are re-editing all these aspects of relationships. We're applying it to the way that we are valuing or engaging with one another. So you'll see that energy at the end of Thursday moving into Friday morning. This is like very, I want to regather. I want to reclaim even, you know, aspects of what it means to be in relationship that are true to yourself, right? True to the I am in you. So yeah, that's the energy of the 18th. Definitely as we're getting to the end of the week here, it's going to be intense. It's going to be intense tomorrow, or Friday. I guess I would say Friday is coming with all the transits for us. Hey, y'all. So, okay, obviously we've switched up the vibe here. Mercury retrograding through my 5th house has not lacked in surprises when it comes to my creative pursuits. And so here we are after I've lost over half of the footage for this week's transit update. No problem, no big deal. We're still going to rock through these next few days together. Now, Friday, April 19th, we really start to pick up on those more like major transits, starting with Mars sextiling Jupiter. This transit holds within it this assertive, energetic, yet spiritually led quality that is connected to Mars and Pisces, paired with Jupiter's qualities of enthusiasm, optimism, and adventure, grounded in this very earthy theme of like Taurus energy. So we might find ourselves or those around us feeling the drive to dig deeper into traditional beliefs, systems that are begging for like new exploration, or you might find that you are finding interest in completely new ways of believing and having faith in yourself and the environment around you, spiritually led insights or just like ideas of hope will be transitioning, changing, expanding, broadening the limitations that they might have once held within you or within groups that you find yourself a part of. Outside of the more spiritual and psychological perspectives, this transit could really have you feeling a bit more physical and energized within your body to go out and do and be more, do more than you've ever done before or allowed yourself to. This is a great time to possibly set a new physical goal, as you might feel the ability to truly overcome whatever obstacles are set before you, to just really hone in on your physical strength and the faith that you have within your body to complete tasks and get things done. So very earthy, Taurian energy, again mixed with that very Piscean Mars energy as well. On the same day, we do have Mars in a sextile to Uranus as well, and this differs from the sextile to Jupiter in that the energy here potentially adds another layer of disruption, change that feels more urgent and like potentially catastrophic, or not just like it's very unpredictable. It is unexpected and it seems almost rebellious in nature to what we've known before, right? That's Uranus energy. Uranus is an unpredictable planet and presents opportunities to really break free from the norm and to create new paths and invent something new for the collective as a whole. So this transit, along with the Jupiter sextile on the wings of the conjunction between Uranus and Jupiter, definitely leans towards the idea or possibility that people are doing more digging and searching for spiritual truth, and they most likely will come up with new discoveries for themselves and those around them. Our creativity will broaden and change and be challenged along with our problem-solving skills, as our mindsets will shift with each new knowing that we come up with from our digging. It is an exciting but also troubling time as people find out that their foundations are beginning to drastically shift. And a lot of people, in the very Taurian way, will feel fixed and want to hold on to traditional beliefs or systems that they've always known, while others might freely allow them to fall to the wayside. Oh, right. So today we also move into the sign of Taurus season. Happy birthday to all you Tauruses out there. You hold a special place in my heart for sure. Now, as the sun moves from Aries to Taurus, we do see the transition from pure potentiality to concrete manifestation. Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac and is often associated with stability, endurance, and material manifestation. It is ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, values, sensational pleasures, and balance. So it really brings a sense of harmony and balance to the energies of Taurus. Now, Taurus is also symbolized as the divine meadow that spreads under the cosmic sower, giving substance and form to the seeds of life, which is Aries. It represents the union of spirit and matter, the fusion of substance informed by spirit. In Taurus, we begin to see the beauty and diversity of the manifest world as forms emerge to reflect the light of the divine. Following that up with the last of the transits for the day, we do have Venus conjoining Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Aries. And here we will see a focus on relationships, our values, and how we conceptualize our beliefs around those topics. There's some assertiveness and creative energy at play here for sure, with it being in the sign of Aries, and we might be invited to reflect and recommit ourselves in new ways to the things that we value or believe in, systems of belief or faith, as we are, still working through that Mars sextile to Uranus and Jupiter. Those themes will be highlighted for sure. We also may be more willing to find alternative ways of being in relationship or finding solutions within our relationships to issues or challenges that we've been facing for a while now. It is a wonderful time to be completely honest about your needs and desires. Just be very mindful of how you communicate those things, because again, that Aries energy is hot, it's fiery, and it's a little bit impulsive and childish. So be sure that you're being kind and communicating. And now, quite possibly the transit of the week, Jupiter-Uranus conjunct. This conjunction occurs approximately every 14 years and correlates with the condensed waves of creativity or emancipatory activities across many fields. These alignments often coincide with significant breakthroughs and innovations in human activity. Now, because these are outer planets, this transit won't bring immediate revolutionary insight the day of. So you won't wake up on the 20th and just be boom, bam, I've been hit with this striking new insight about my life and how things need to change. This is a bit more of a seeding transit, similar to the cycle of the new moon to the full moon and manifesting the things that we set forth on the new moon. This is that type of vibe. So it's a bit of a seeding transit. So much of what the transit will bring about will be experienced so much later on, possibly within the next year and a half even. So what we can expect to breathe through as far as energy goes the next year and a half at least is dramatic breakthroughs and quantum leaps. So this conjunction definitely signifies potential for significant, rapid advancements and unexpected shifts in your life and the lives around you. It can definitely bring about exciting opportunities that lead to profound changes and growth in your career, or really wherever this falls in your chart. Definitely see where the house of Taurus is in your chart to see where this energy will beautifully unravel itself for you. There's feelings of freedom and space that we're definitely going to feel with Uranus playing a large role in this. There's a sense of liberation and expansiveness that comes with Uranus, especially in areas related to your values, finances, and sense of security, because this is in the sign of Taurus. You may feel more open to exploring new possibilities and breaking free from limitations, just to see what's out there, to be really innovative in your navigation to security, to pleasure, to a softer life even for a lot of folks, right? Now, this is not going to be just limited to the individual. The collective will also be working through these energy waves as well, because like I said, those are outer planets that are conjoining. So you may experience a sense of shared growth and progress with those who you are finding yourself making community with and realigning yourself to in your search of what's new tradition for you, or what's tradition you want to return back to that grounds you, right? There's a potential for an excessiveness of hubris as well here. So you might just feel or recognize people feeling overconfident in their convictions and their newfound understanding of self. Definitely make sure that you are working to balance the ego with humility and caution as you continue to learn and explore yourself. Allow people around you the humility and caution as well as they move and learn themselves too. Now, there is a very important piece to this, since this is a year and a half of doing, of learning, of being. There's going to be an importance to, or an importance for preparation. You're really going to want to highlight and understand that the best outcomes often come from like a combination of both opportunity and preparation. And since we have such a long time, it's going to go by like a blink of an eye. But it does feel as though we have quite a bit of time to work with. So begin preparing yourself to have your arms wide open for the blessings that can rain down during Uranus and Taurus conjoining with Uranus and Taurus. Like, there's going to be a lot of shifts and changes, and it can be scary. But there's a lot of beauty on the other end if we decide to work through. Taurus is a sign of work as well. So there's an aspect here where we just got to get in the mud of it all, okay? But we can definitely do it. We got this. That is a bit of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. There will be more content on this coming out, but just to give us some like insight about what I'm sure you all have been hearing about and to move forward with that. April 21st, we do have the Sun squaring Pluto, and with this square between the two planets, it can bring about challenges that test your resilience and determination. It's going to be really important that we try to stay grounded and focused during this time, as the intensity of this aspect can be a little bit overwhelming. Both of these planets are like combustible type of planets, so we might feel like we're like on the verge of exploding and just like popping our lid on certain things, especially since like there's a Taurian aspect to this. So like our stability, our finances, these are fixed signs as well. So there's like power struggles, like intense power struggles around our self-expression and the things that we personally value, which we can get quite sensitive about. So as we are being challenged to grow, to evolve, to die and be reborn, because there's a lot of rebirth and renewal energy with this transit as well, we're going to have people, we may be feeling within ourselves this wanting to grasp onto the old, what is familiar, what is comfortable, what is true, what has always felt true to us. Even if it's ringing is not true in the current moment, we may still want to register it as such. So definitely allow yourself some space and grace, allow other people some space and grace as they work through this transit. I would say to like really navigate this aspect successfully, it's going to be important to find a balance between the need for stability and the desire for transformation that your soul will be calling to, that others around you will be calling you to. Finding ways to integrate these energies can really lead to profound personal growth and empowerment.